Yeah.
What have you guys been up to since then?
Oh my God! Like we've been touring behind our last record. We put out our 6th album, Whiplash Splash, and then we put out a 7-inch through Little Steven's label. So we've got like the record plus like the new like 7-inch, and we've just been touring. We've been like supporting like all of our creative stuff for like the past, I don't know, like a year, and it's got legs, so it's cool. So yeah, we've been touring with the kids in like the RV or like whatever. So it's been awesome.
I saw you released the video for Mermaid earlier this month. How did the idea for like getting doing the water park come about?
Oh, that was something we were planning since like 2011. Like we met a guy who had a connection with the park way back during like, I don't know, 2011, 2012. And he ended up not being able to do a video. And then like a year ago, some dude reached out to us and he's like, hey, like, do you want to do a video? You guys are in LA. And we're like, actually, we're in Florida a lot. And so he was like, I have friends at Weeki Wachee Springs, you know, and it's like this kitschy like 1950s style like amusement park, and they had like this like mermaid show where you go into this theater and there's this giant like mermaid tank with like real like turtles and like fish and whatever, and these girls get in there with like mermaid costumes and they reenact the Little Mermaid or whatever.
Have you heard of Shepherd? They did photos, the sisters did with mermaid tails.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah.
It was something to rescue animals in the ocean. I don't remember. But they did photos for the promo. They
Yeah.
were wearing the mermaid tails. Kelly needs a mermaid tail.
Yeah. Next time they like the park was totally cool. Like Weeki Wachee was amazing, and they were like, next time Kelly comes back, just like she can wear a tail. Like, so yeah, it was cool for her to like fulfill her lifelong ambition to be a mermaid, you know, because like she secretly wants to be a mermaid. I think like
I've taken a lot of pictures of mermaid tails.
yeah.
I want to see that.
Yeah, totally.
Have you been working on new material to your follow-up?
Yeah, we're gonna we have touring in Europe like later this year, so we're gonna release an EP before we go over there. And yeah, we're always working on new material. Like we have a Patreon where like we send out like all of our demos and stuff every month, and like we're just always like, we have a home studio where we just like bang out like random covers or like acoustic demos or like whatever. Like we're always making new music. So I mean, it's good for people to be into like the old stuff because it's like, oh, I know your songs or whatever. But like, if you're a musician, if you're like a artist or whatever, like you're always making new stuff. And if you're not making new stuff, then you feel kind of like useless. So every day we basically like write something new. So yeah.
Wait to hear whatever you're working on now.
Yeah, it's gonna be. It might be like a little harder edge, I think, or something. I don't know. We'll see what.
So you've been working with Jarrett from Bowling for Soup.
Yeah, Kelly has a duets album with Jarrett coming out later this year. So they're gonna launch like a Pledge Music or one of those type, like a crowdfunding thing. So our singer Kelly and Jarrett from Bowling for Soup are doing a duets album, and that's gonna happen really soon. And I don't know, it's good. Like they're like best friends, so like it makes perfect sense.
It'd be cool if you guys toured again together.
Yeah, we're gonna do that definitely. Like in the next like 6 months or a year or whatever, we'll be together. Like, and so probably. I don't know. It's hard to get Jared out to LA. You know, he wants to be like in Texas or Europe or UK or whatever. But yeah, I mean, we're here, so chances are we'll do something together.
I know you've done Warped Tour a couple times in the past.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the tour ending, and do you have any memories from attending or performing?
Yeah, in terms of Warped Tour ending, like Kelly said this on stage yesterday or the day before or whatever. She was like, it kind of feels like a funeral, you know, but it also feels like, you know, you can appreciate it type thing. You can have like, you can feel like it's like everybody can feel relaxed and like it's kind of like a party because you're celebrating something that's been happening for a long time. And it's amazing the way that like Kevin was able to bring everybody together and create this thing that just like kind of goes from city to city and like haphazardly like becomes something every single day. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of love, and we're so happy to be a part of like this like legacy. I don't know what you call it. Hopefully it exists in some form like moving forward, right? Maybe there's like a Warped Tour like festival that happens in a certain city, or I don't know, who knows, but yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like a sign of our childhood disappearing too, because like when we were like 15 or whatever, it's like, let's go to Warped Tour, you know, and so there's a certain bit of that. But yeah, I think it's all about like just celebrating it and what it means to everybody, and that's the best way to take it.
We also have another tour coming up on the East Coast.
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to most?
Dude, we haven't been to some of these cities in the longest time. It's like, you know, Georgia and like South Carolina and a bunch of these. Like, we haven't played Tampa in like 10 years. So, yeah. So I think for us, it's like kind of like going back to these places that we haven't hit in a long time, and you know, just discovering people that give a shit about our band and or whatever, you know. So it's a little courageous of us to do it, you know, because it's.
I didn't see much up in the northeast area.
Yeah, we're just doing like New York, and we have a Baltimore date, which we have a Philly date. We always play those places, but like the South is like different for us, so I think people would be cool. You know, Southern people are friendly, so yeah.
How does the whole like start getting you the plan for the last tour?
It was a text. I mean, like she just like we're friends, you know. So yeah, like she had us on her stage in like 2004, and we've always been friends since then. So, and we have a lot of overlap with like people we like work with or care about or whatever. So I mean, it was literally like she sent a text. She was like, "Hey, do you guys want to do these dates on my stage?" And I was like, "Yeah." So.
I'm glad that she's bugging you guys to play Warped Tour, at least like.
Yeah.
See you play at Warped Tour.
Yeah.
We got to see you play today.
Yeah, well, you can thank Shira. I mean, she's always like the one pushing like all the female bands and like making it happen. So I'm just like, yeah.
I know you have the tour planned. Do you have any other plans that you can talk about?
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna record an EP, put it out. We're gonna go to Europe. We're gonna do a U.S. tour, and then I don't know, man. We're not having any more kids, so we'll just keep it at that. And then we'll come back to. We'll probably do like Midwest through West Coast next March, and that's just keep it going, keep the machine like moving or whatever. So, yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm looking
You got it.
forward to seeing you guys when you come back through here and letting music and everything.
Totally awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.